All right, everybody, we're here again. Again, we're going to focus on removing ourselves from positional control. This time we're focusing on removing ourselves from back control, all right? Back mount, back situations, any type of back control, backpack, all right? Again, the main idea we're thinking about this time is we're no longer removing ourselves from a pinned situation. Instead, they're pinning themselves to us or attaching themselves to us. Totally different concept of escape. We're instead removing the tension to rotate inside the control, so a rotational escape. We're rotating within their control to change our alignment to remove the threat, or we're going to stack the person, okay? Again, drive our weight into the person's body in a way that, again, we can change our alignment within their control and remove ourselves from the threat. We're going to have a look at here also one other concept or one other idea that you need to understand about the back control is based on his seatbelt, or the way he controls your shoulders with his arms is going to change how you are going to defend, because the threat is different, the way he controls your body and your neck is different. So we're going to have a look at here. Again, we're in this situation. This time we're going to fall, some people call like the good side for him, the bad side for me, or the conventional side and the unconventional side, right? Depending on which side you fall to the mat. We generally don't stay in this seated position for very long. He's generally going to work hard to pull me to the side he finds most successful for him, but we can land with the side on the neck to the mat, or we can land with the side that he has the underhook to the mat. This time we landed to the side that he has the neck on the mat. And again, we're going to slightly approach differently. We're going to use a stacking type movement to first remove the leg control, so that then we can focus on removing our shoulders. What we're going to do here is exactly the same movement we used before, where we pumble our legs to remove these hooks, and then we're going to work really hard to get back to that side so I can stop him from re-attacking my back. So I'm going to hop to the opposite side of his body when I get an opportunity to remove the threat of my neck, landing in the Kesugatami kind of situation at the end. So again, the first thing we're always going to focus on is removing this threat from our neck to give us some time, to start to mount our escape. So we're here like this, thumb on the inside if we can, other hand deep on the bicep or forearm, and pulling that elbow away from the neck so we have space to move inside his arm and also reduce that choke threat. When we're ready, again, we're going to stack the person. We're going to come up to a tripod. I'm going to put my toes into the mat. I'm going to lift my bum off the ground and point it all the way up into the ceiling. In this position like this, if he's lazy with his grips, he loses control. Most of the time he's going to work really hard crossing this leg here on my hip, so that he stays nice and strong. Okay? Now, if he loses the top hook immediately, that's fine. Sometimes he's going to be here, and I have to be a little more aggressive with my arm. Now, again, generally it's not super safe, to put our hands here, because now we expose some threat in the neck. But if we have a very deep control here on his bicep, we're going to move quickly. I can push his foot, of his top leg, right at the big toe behind my back, and then use my elbow to protect the space. This is probably going to work best on this side. 1, 2, and now we're going to start to move this leg back on the inside of this shin. My hand immediately goes back to his arm, and now remember, I'm going to bring this shin on the inside of his ankle here. Now that I remove this control from my hip, I can bring my body to the outside. Now the issue, in this situation is if I turn my body back down into the mat, he can re-attack my back no problem, because he can stop me from accessing the floor with my back as opposed to the other side. So stabilizing in this position here is not actually effective. He can sit me to the other side. He'll bring his shin, sit up to his knee, and then start to attack the back again on the opposite side. So what we're going to do instead is, the moment we land outside, we're not going to put our hips to the mat. Instead, if we go back inside the control, the moment we land with this position here like this, we're just going to stay up on our shoulder outside of his body. And what we're looking at doing is working really hard to get to the opposite side. Now what I find is best here is I'm actually going to start to control his legs, because sometimes as I jump, he's going to use his legs and try to capture my body again. I'm going to land back on the inside. So I worked really hard to get here, my shin on the inside, both legs to the outside, and now I'm going to change my arms. My thumb stays on the inside of his wrist, and my secondary arm is going to control his leg. So as I jump, I'm gonna stop him from putting this leg back behind my body. All right? I don't mind how I hug the leg, just try not to put your arm on the inside, because he can trap your arm here, and now you're gonna have a dangerous threat, all right, where you're gonna land more in a crucifix position. So as long as my hand stays to the outside of his leg, even if I put my arm all the way across, I'm generally gonna be able to protect here. I grab his pants, and now I'm gonna hop to the opposite side. Once I land here again, I'm working really hard, all right, to walk towards his head with my back. Now I'm outside of the control, I've escaped the back position, and I'm ready to attack from the top situation.